Hey guys, welcome back. We are in Greece, second division, guys. Greece, second division. The season is finished at this point, and we are with Apollon Smyrnis. This is one of the most crazy and most coolest games I have done. I have been playing with the Greece AEK Athens and Olympiacos before, and old football managers, but never been into the second division here. I even been in Greece and watched the Olympiacos play against AEK Athens. I think it was 2 years ago or something like that. That was the game where AEK Athens, in a way, won the league for the first time in 9 years, I think, and it became a riot afterwards in the stadium. So it was an experience. Anyway, guys, to the Greek league here, to this team, Apollon Smyrnis. There are a lot of Apollon teams there, guys. I chose this team. I didn't go inside because everyone economy wise was really bad. Every club I went to, and so I chose one of the prettiest stadiums. So I went from club to club, and I really liked this stadium. I thought, okay, this is a stadium, 40,000 people, and the training facilities is better than most of the other teams. You can see the other teams here, poor, and the stadium is small. So I think it's impossibility to build something here. And the thing here was that I found out that this team, a matter of fact, was guys. They were in the top league last year. So they have been jumping from the top league back to the second tier, up and down they go here. So how did this result went? We were in this club, guys. We won the Greece second division, and we are qualified back to the first division. The thing here is, guys, the cool thing with the Greece, in my opinion, was the setup was different, and the economy in the teams, guys, is really bad. So you got a job when you come to this club or any other club. So you first play 2 times against every team, as you can see here. So you play 22 games. You take your points after first stage, and all those from the number 6 to number 1 will go to a championship round. And the other teams will go to a relegation group. So we went to the championship group, where we won almost every game, and at this point we were at the second place on goal difference, I think, or it was no, we lost against them with one more goal, and we defeated them. So anyway, we went to the first place, so we are going directly up. The second team here will go on a playoff against the team that lost the relegation in the first division. So result was good, guys, but you get this team, PAS Giannina. They are really good as well. They are really good. So the first thing that was different here is that the setup of the league, and it was a very cool system to do it. So that was one of them. The other thing here is when you start with your team, all of your players have 1 year contract. So the thing you will do here, you don't have to do it, but you should do it, in my opinion, is to, when you play it and you find your team, those players you want to have next year, you should bound a contract with. And also all the forgotten players, because forgotten players are normally higher value than the Greece players, and you can much more easily sell them, because the Greece players, for example, like Nikos Ioannidis this year, that became our top scorer with 23 goals, he is valued now at £165,000. So if you give him a contract and he's not that good, he was very good, so I gave him a contract. I hope I can sell him already for next season. But which Greece club can buy him? There's not that many clubs in Greece that can buy him, because, as I said, the economy is low. But if you, for example, want to sell Javier Iritier here on £370,005, there are Argentinian clubs that normally will come and buy the players. Or there were some Greece players here that have played in Bundesliga too, so you got some offers from Germany as well, because the players are not well known, especially in the second division in Greece, and the other Greece teams really don't get that much money. So when I came here, I had zero transfer budget. I got in some free players, and I sold some players, and I bought a player when I came here. I bought in some. I had the Kazakhstan, all the players from Kazakhstan there, so I brought this guy from free transfer. I don't know if he's gonna be something, but I also bought 2 players from Norwegian 4th division, got them free, and I also got in Georgios Pamelidis. This is the only player I bought in for 36k. So I also terminated all their contracts and everything. So I bought him in. He got injured at the last part of the season, but it was good bought for 15 games, 7 goals. So okay, so you don't have that much money, guys. You have to sell. And the thing here, I thought I would really fill up the stadium as I did Sunderland, and I coached them. I had taken that team, and also had Bari in Italy. But I didn't fill up the stadium. I have a stadium for 15,000, but only, for example, here we have 560 people coming to the game. So, and there are teams like you got teams, for example, Las Paesias, Guyana. They got more people when we played against them. They got 2,159. So if I could maybe go back again, I would maybe go to and coach past Giannina if you want something for Greece 2nd division to take them up, because they got a better fan base there, guys, and the stadium is also good, as you can see here. But they are lacking the training facilities. So, but the problem here is, the good thing is the training facilities. If you're coming here, if you're coming to Greece 2nd division, guys, bring go in there and include some simple leagues where you can get free players. If you're gonna buy players, you can buy with them really cheap. So be cautious about that. Don't go out there and come with a small database here. You're gonna have a real big problem then at that point. So yeah, how is the league? The league is good. It's really hard to go up because only 2 teams go, and 1 go directly. The other have to go against a relegated team from the 1st division. So you have to go hard. So the thing here is that I knew the contracts will go out of the players. Those players that didn't want, their contracts went out and they didn't play, so they didn't want a new contract. Almost every player in this team came in last year. So I think this is they do it in a way that you have a draft every year in a way and get a lot of free players. And I think it's not only this club, I think there's more Greece clubs, and especially in the 2nd division, that have 1-year contracts. So But I thought here I need 2-3 years contract here because I can sell players, especially with the beginner players, and I cannot go out and bring new players in every year. So I want to build up on my good players, and is what I did here. So I gave new contracts to the players. The value went up. Juan Darson here is the goalkeeper, 36 years old. He's one of those players who have been here for 2-3 years, and I think you also have one other player that is in defense. Kyrgias, your best defender. He also have been here. He started his career here, so after that, he have been here since 2014. After he came back from Aris, I think you have normally our rest of the team is much less new players that came this year. Your best 2 players in this team, in my opinion, the 3 best players is Marko Blasic. He's 33 years old when he started the game. He played on 17 as a deep line playmaker for me. It's 772. That is a good thing, I think, and also played very well. Not injured, and he lived through the season. The other player is Israel Cole. He's from Argentina. We have bounded him to 2021. He's pacey guy. He got good technique, good passing, good first touch, and good dribbling, good flair, and delivered a good season. Okay, not the same numbers as Blasic here, but was good. And also in the midfield, is it the midfield trio here is the key to success. Here, you got Tassos Lagos. He was a ball-winning midfielder for me. We're gonna go to tactic later on. 2021. So the dynamite you have in the midfield here was the best. Lagos here. These 3. Then we have a defender, Larara. I think he also was a good defender. He's a little bit slow, but hard-working defender. For this league, it was okay, and he played 30 games. But as well, You have then Krigas is good defender. You have also Saburis, but he's 30. I think he's about 33 years old. Yeah, he got a lot of assists. He got 10 assists, I think, or something. 12 assists he got, and 752. So yeah, it was that. And you also have that then Karagionis in your team. Your wingers are good, but this is one of those players that came hard. He didn't score in the start of the season. I think we went 10 games almost. He has scored 2 goals, and I think one was in corner and the other was on a penalty. Suddenly he blew away, scored 23 goals. With his stats is okay, so I have no problem selling him if someone come knocking on the door. Because in the lower divisions, and also in the first division, I think in Greece, because you have teams like Panathinaikos, Olympiacos, you got AEK Athens, and 2-3 other teams that are extremely well in Greece, both in terms of economy and players. Is a really good team, but the rest you can compete against. So, and they are not that high attributes. So what's important then is the technical and the physical aspect of the game. The mental is very important when you come to better teams, better leagues, because realistically we are not competing against Olympiacos next year. We are only trying to survive. So if you have a player who, for example, have dribbling 15, he can do serious harm against defenders who are a little bit slow. This defenders, for example, again, like this one, left defender here. Against this player here, a player with good dribbling or good pace can do serious damage. So this is what we're gonna search for. So if I can sell him, I will sell him. Like you can see, the economy is not that well, but if we go up again because we got a sponsor, that is good. So yeah, the team here we played. I use the same tactic I use in with Bari, so I copy it. I normally don't do that, but the basic is the same here because this league is very similar to Italian league. You don't got that fast strikers, so you can play this way, and the teams, the oppositions play very similar to Italian sides. It's very, very similar. If you're good in Italian league, you will do very well here as well. So you play here. The only thing I changed is that I put the deep line playmaker here. I sometimes use him as a regista, but this was normally I use ball winning midfielder with Lagos. At the end of the season, I changed it to box midfielder because I want to set in this young guy here. But Lagos as a ball winning midfielder, you get tons of goal from the central areas of the field. As you can see, what we have punched in here, and it's the same thing here, guys. You know, close more often, cross by line, close down more often, as you can see, and tackle harder, mark specific position. That is, of course, the wing back. The reason I use the wing back is because if a team use 3-back line, then I want this winger to push up to the striker, not up to the defender, up here, and this guy up to the defender, and so you're gonna have a 3-on-3 here because you know they are not that good in the build-up, and you can have 1-on-1 here at the sides. And when you have a fast player like Cole here, it can work. It can work, especially at the left side with Lagos, who is both pacey enough in this division and is also defensive very, very good. So he can help out at the side here. So the thing he planned with the tactical thing is win the ball at the wide areas, attack and goal scores. I don't think this is tactical you want to know. It's more about the league and the team. The thing is the youth department here, or the reserve team. You don't got nothing there. You got some players that are on loan when you start the game. I think you have 1 or 2 players there, and they are goalkeepers. So we have bought some new players coming in, and we have some youth players that are coming up here, as you can see, with Inglis and this guy player over here, Puzatis. So it's not, you have nothing when you start, so you have to see what happens with these players. For example, Alexander Lambly and these players are coming in. I haven't checked them that much, to be honest, and I don't think it's very well what we have here. 29 years old. Also, the most of them, the contract, as you can see here, goes out in 2020. I haven't given him a new contract, and I maybe should do, giving him as a Mazzella role. We don't have many players there, but yeah. But as you can see, you don't have much good players. You don't have any players here when you start the season. Those who are youth players here is players we have brought in, and this is the have come up for this season because the season is over. This is a player we have bought in, and so is the other players. So it's only the goalkeeper here, Stagos, and one goalkeeper we've pulled up to the first team, full last year. Those are the only 2 youth players, reserve players in a way you have in the team. I sold many. I have terminated two contracts as well to get them after the paycheck. So it's hard thing to come here, guys. You need money, and where are you gonna get money? Your value of your players will not increase extremely, but you will get some more value on your players when you give them a new contract, and you will also by coming up a division, you will get a higher value on your players, but it will not do miracles. You need to get this team to Europe, or you need to buy a real beginner player who really makes it to you in your team. You can maybe sell him for £1 million. Then you really got something going on out there. But when you don't got people coming to your games from start, and it will be hard, you know. We are going to the first division next year. We are pumping in at how many was it? 500 people in a games. End of the season, we were up to a little bit higher, up to 700 here, 900 even here, but we didn't have 1,000, not once, I think. So did we have it in the cup? Maybe no. In the cup we played against a first division team, and we put it in 862. And the cool thing here is that, for example, you play game in the on the cup here. As you can see, you have only 1 day in left between. Play here, rest 1 day, the second day you go. And that was a very tough thing, because when we played them, I really wanted to go up in the cup. But we played against a Super League 1 team, and the problem was I had a game with resting 1 day between, and Pasgianiana was we were heading after each other, so I couldn't lose points either. But is it cool thing? Yes, but you need to come here, but you need to use time if you are going to be Apollon Smyrnis. So results is something, but you have the facilities. You have the good thing with the training facilities is better than many other teams in the Greece. So if you include clubs from, for example, lower divisions in the other country, you can bring in players on free. You can use them in the reserve team. You can have them training in the first team, and maybe they become something. And that's, I think, is the way to go, and bring in some players on free transfers and try to use them. Sorry, guys. It was a nice league to be in there, but this is not a short-term thing here. You really need to get money in, and you can do some friendly games and things like this, but the philosophy I can see in this club is that they got a lot of players. They come in every year, they let some player bleed, throw out some many players and get some new players in. Age is not that important. There is no connection with the reserve team. So there is a potential if you start building your reserve team with free transfer players fully in. Maybe in time you need 2-3 players from there to come up to your first team. They can even be a backup, but then you have low wages and no transfer player money you have delivered. At the same time, players from own team, I think we also increase the attendance on your games. And the second team maybe you can do is also to bring up some youth players that you are free in your team and sell them. Especially then it's okay to have players from other countries. For example, I brought this guy in. He have increased it a little bit, not much, but as you can see here is increasing well. 16 years old player from Norway, because if you can do a little bit, maybe a first division or second division team in Norway will buy him, and I will get maybe 30,000 pounds for him or something like that. This is a long way, or maybe he will become a good backup player here. I don't know, but if we are only paying him 120,000 pounds, 120 pound a week, we got him for free. So maybe that's something you can do with your players. You can bring them in and you can build them up. But yeah, so if you have good time, you really want to build something, I think this is more a challenge. That, for example, like my last save was Bari. That was easier because you had everything ready, the money was there. Sunderland, the money is there. This is something you have to really go into a club, change the culture of the club, start bringing in some young players into the first team and present that idea, because you are coming to a team, players' contract is going out next year, you don't have a reserve team with players, you don't have no youth players coming up, and you don't have any money. So what will you do? Guys, if you like it, hit the like button. You can also subscribe, and if you have tried with this team, comment under. And if you want me to take another team, I like to take small teams and try to bring them up. So, but anything, I'm open for it. Thank you guys, and see you later.